Hi everyone, my name is Amber and I'm a Salesforce trainer. I first got into Salesforce while I was studying software engineering at university. We were doing a group project for a real world client and they wanted this web app. So we spent heaps of time on it, we were building it, testing it, and then we presented it to them in this big halfway presentation when the app was really meant to be done by then. And they went, "That's perfect, we love it, but can you build it in Salesforce?" And we went, sure. And then we went back to the lab and we all said, what the heck is Salesforce? We've never heard of this before in our lives. So we had to build the entire app again from scratch using Salesforce's programming language. And as part of that project, of course, we got really stuck. No one at uni knew what Salesforce was. So I started going into town, attending meetup groups and interest groups, thinking that no one would really turn up. It's a very niche piece of software. Who's really going to know about Salesforce? But the first meetup I went to, there were over 100 people there. And I just asked a couple of questions during the talk. And on the spot, I was getting job offers. So from there, I was hooked. It was the start of my Salesforce journey and I just haven't looked back. Teaching Salesforce has always been something that I'm super passionate about. It started with a lot of end user training. So teaching sales teams how to get the most out of Salesforce, traveling around different companies. And then I started to move on to certification training after going through the certification process myself. I found it really confusing and overwhelming when I was trying to get certified, and it was just really difficult to navigate. So I became really passionate about helping other people get started, helping them get their certification down packed, and that's why I'm here. In this course, we'll be covering the basics of user management in Salesforce. We'll be taking a look at everything from setting up your users to managing their security and their access in Salesforce, to controlling their passwords, their logins, and even syncing their email accounts. My hope here is that you're going to leave this course feeling way less intimidated by Salesforce, and you'll have some of the more confusing parts, things like security, profiles, sharing settings. You'll be more confident with them because knowing how to use Salesforce and manage it well is kind of like a superpower, and it's 100% possible to understand and to get confident with it. With just a little bit of time and a little bit of practice, you'll be amazed at what you can pick up. There's never been a better time to learn Salesforce than right now. The job market and the demand has never been higher. All that's really missing is your decision to learn. If you're ready for that, if you're ready to learn and make a difference to your skill set, your career, and to improve the way that companies are run, then this is the class for you. To begin this course, we'll cover some basic definitions. You might already be familiar with many of these if you've used Salesforce before, but if you're brand new to the world of Salesforce, then these are some really solid words that you're going to need to know. The first one is objects. Now, objects in Salesforce are kind of like the tabs along the bottom of an Excel spreadsheet. Each tab can hold heaps and heaps of information, rows and rows and rows of data. Some of the most common objects in Salesforce are things like accounts, which are the businesses that your company deals with. So imagine an accounts tab in your Excel spreadsheet. Then you might have a contacts tab, so a contacts object, which is where you'll store all of the information about the individual people that you work with, and leads, which are prospective customers. Next up, we have records. Records are the individual entries of an object in Salesforce. For example, you might have 100 different accounts that your company deals with from all over the world. In Salesforce, we would call this 100 different account records. So one record is like one entry of an account. If you have 200 different leads in Salesforce, that's 200 lead records. If objects are like the tabs of your Excel spreadsheet, then the records are like the individual rows within each tab. Finally, fields are the individual pieces of information that we collect on each record. For example, on an account record, we might collect the business name, the business phone number, the business address. Each of those individual pieces of information we call a field, and you can think of them like the columns in our spreadsheet metaphor. Salesforce itself is just a massive tool. It's huge and it's growing every day. So in this course, we're really just scratching the surface of what it can do. We want to finish this course knowing enough about Salesforce to get you up and running with the software and working with your users successfully. I really do hope that you find this course useful and that you're able to use Salesforce with confidence coming out of it. Whether you're studying for a certification, looking for a career switch, or wanting to improve Salesforce in your current company, this course is going to give you the tangible tools that you need to kick it all off with a bang.